Welcome back to the rainy Damascus.
The oldest ice cream shop.
And then just pretend it's my head.
Oh? Like this?
The Damascus pistachio ice creams. Hello my friend, how are you?
Hi. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I have some competition, Molly.
Yes.
Saha. 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 Good morning and welcome back to the rainy Damascus, Syria. It is our first full day in the country, waking up in the city. It is still pretty surreal, but we just had the most outrageous Syrian breakfast in our traditional Damascus home. But we have the full day today exploring the old city, the new city, and everything in between. And like I said, in Syria, they're very patriotic. You'll find the flag absolutely everywhere. We are contending with some serious downpours today, but we will make it happen. We will do it the Syrian way, persevere, and we will win.
Our guides from Marotta, Rami and Mary are basically planning our day today so we can be slightly undercover as much as possible. And Mary actually lent me her jacket, but look at this, because Mary's quite small.
And they're hiding.
Look, Mary!
They are hiding.
Say hello! Because I'm quite tall and Mary is quite small, the jacket is small for me, but it's fine because it's protecting me from this very strong rain here in Damascus.
You come to the Middle East expecting desert and boiling hot weather, and we're getting blooming rain in Damascus, but we are actually heading to the main Souk, the Grand Souk in the old town, because it's undercover. Normally these streets would be packed with hundreds of people going about their daily lives. Now I feel like, yeah, the Souk is going to be absolutely packed because everyone's trying to get out of the rain.
So this is the Grand Souk, and behind me is Jupiter Temple, which dates back over 2,000 years. The detailing is insane, like how they still have the pillars attached to the top, the archways, and inside the covered Souk is actually 200 years old. So before it used to be all outside of the temple thousands of years ago, and now it's inside undercover, which is good for us while it's raining in Damascus.
The most unique entrance to a souk I have ever seen. You have to walk through Roman ruins to make it to the undercovered Grand Souk of Damascus. The largest souk in Damascus. Okay, thank you, shukran. And basically it reminds you of the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul with the domed roof, and it basically sells everything you can think of, from socks to food to traditional clothing to some very nice lingerie over there. If you want to find anything. And hello my friend. Hello. Salam. And everyone is very friendly. Thank you, shukran. I don't know what he was saying, but he seemed nice.
In the Grand Souk, there's actually the oldest ice cream shop in the whole of Syria. It's called Dash, and it dates back to 1895. So
Are you
of course,
really feeling ice cream in this weather?
I'm not, I'll be honest. It's cold, it's rainy. Ice cream is the last thing I want, but they make it by hand, so I feel like you've got to try it. This is so cool. So there, I think that is the drink that we had, the Sak yesterday. And along here you can see all the pistachios and other stuff. I'm pretending like I know what's going on. I don't, but it's like a big factory of ice cream. I've been invited round to try and make this special ice cream. I'm a little bit nervous, I must admit. Yeah? Okay.
And then just pretend it's my head.
Oh? Like this?
Come on, harder! Imagine it's me down there. Yalla.
I'm sweating.
Shukran, she's not very good. She does not get a job.
Thank you. I won't get a job here.
Not got a job.
So this is the pistachio ice cream in Damascus, very famous here. So what they do is they prepare this kind of milky texture. It is liquid. They put it in the fridge. It gets solid, and then they cut it. They shape it in a roll way. They add the pistachio, and that's it.
And here is the finished article, the Damascus pistachio ice cream that Molly.
Oh my gosh.
Very well done, Molly.
Thank you.
This was your work.
You're welcome.
For the day. You can literally hear the guys behind me smashing it to a pulp, and it's not what I expected. It's like a gooey, chewy maybe sort of texture. The lights are back on. Yeah, it's a chewy ice cream. He's showing me up.
I know, right?
It's fine. It's like a full-blown workout. It's nice. It's different. It's not like your typical. I don't think it would melt. It's like a chewy ice cream. Look.
Oh my god,
like
ice
cheese.
cream.
It's really good.
Welcome to Syria.
Chewy ice cream. It doesn't sound good, but there's something about it that is incredibly Moorish. We've actually now been just handed some Syrian bread from the shopkeeper, and we're on a hunt for a Syrian football top, because at the moment I've not accomplished the heights of becoming a real Syrian man, and with a football shirt I'd have taken a level up. We have found what we think is the only football shirt shop here in the old town of Damascus. Hello. Do they have the Syria shirt? I think they have the Syria shirt. I'm hoping. There's a lot of PSG, some Barcelona. Large or extra large? Oh wow. Oh, I like it. It's long sleeve as well, with the Syrian badge. Oh, I like it. Syrian flag on the back. Can I try on? It's okay to try? Yeah. Let's do this. I think, because it's extra large, it'll fit over my hoodie, so I can be representing Syria.
Warm and representing.
Warm. Oh, I like it. It's good? It looks good? Yeah, very good.
What's it?
Oh, they have a mirror. It's the last one. It makes me look really fat with the hoodie underneath. I look I get it. Shukran. There we go. I am a fully fledged local Syrian. That was actually 55,000, so round about $10 US, which I don't think is too bad at all. But this rain is intense. It is like being back home. Thank you, my friend. Shukran. See, everyone is so friendly here. Welcome to Syria. Welcome to Syria. Yeah, the rain will just not stop. I'm okay, thank you. Shukran. So we're having to walk back through. Hello, my friend. We're having to walk back through the Grand Bazaar. I think I'm in Istanbul. We have to walk through the Souk and try and find a cafe or something, because the weather is intense right now, and it is also extremely cramped. We are walking along like sardines. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hi. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Ammar.
Nice to meet you, my friend. You from Damascus? You? Damascus?
Damascus.
Damascus, beautiful. Beautiful. Shukran. Shukran. Thank you, my friend. Everyone is literally so friendly. Shukran.
So this is Nofara. This is the most famous cafe in Damascus. And maybe this is not the oldest in Damascus, not in Syria, but in the entire world. Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to the oldest cafe in the world, and the perfect place to get out of the way of that rain. That rain is absolutely insane, and this is the first time trying a Syrian tea.
Doesn't come with sugar, so you've had to add 2 sugars.
Oh, it's good. It's not. I was expecting it to be a little bit similar to Iraqi tea.
Is it just normal tea?
It's normal. It's like the tea that we would have at home, but we'd be pouring a load of milk on top. But this place is actually famous as well, because every evening in this seat behind me, a storyteller comes and he tells a story, and they've been doing this for hundreds of years, and at the end of each story he leaves it on a cliffhanger, so the locals that are here doing their shisha will come back, get some more shisha the next night, so he can continue the story. Crazy.
قرأ العلم والدرس الأصيل بالنعمة والغرس
Wow, what an experience. One of the most unique things I think I have ever done. It will actually take him 1 year to complete the book that he is reading, but if you come halfway through, like starting a series halfway through, you don't really know what he is saying, but when he's banging his sword, I thought he was going to go for me. It has finally stopped raining and I'm fueled from my Syrian tea. It's actually very good. Well, to be fair, it's similar to the tea we drink at home, but I'll call it a Syrian tea. You can see the streets would normally be, like I've said, full of people shopping, going to cafes, going to restaurants, going to bars, but because of the weather, because it's cold, for an average Syrian, this is freezing. So quite a lot of them are actually pleased. When it's raining, they start doing their little rain dances.
We're actually going to be heading into the Umayyad Mosque, right? Yeah. And I have to wear an abaya, but this is the royal abaya because we're VIPs. Are you ready? How does it look? Good?
If you can get your hood up. Yeah, you look good.
It keeps me warm anyway.
You're not royal.
It's very cold out there.
So this is the Umayyad Mosque. It's actually the most important mosque in all of Syria and dates back to around the 7th century. So it's about 1300 years old. It actually used to be a church before becoming a mosque. So you can still see some of the mosaics above, some of the frescoes that used to be here. They've sort of combined the two very, very well. And again, as you can see, the rain is just getting heavier and heavier. Normally this would be full of people. Now it's pretty much just us, but very spectacular.
During the crisis, a rocket actually hit the outside of the mosque, and you'll see the stained glass windows. There's a difference in colour where they had to restore it and restore some of the walls as well. They actually said that they were attacking military bases and government buildings, but in actual fact they were just attacking anything and anyone, so nobody was spared. We are literally running around the old town of Damascus, hiding from the rain. So we ran from the mosque to the caravanserai, which Rami is going to tell us about. What is the caravanserai?
Yeah, for sure. So actually this caravanserai is 300 years old, and at that time the concept of the hotel was not there. So this functioned as a hotel. It is always 2 floors. The ground floor is for the animals, to keep the animals and the goods, and the second floor is for the people to stay.
This was it. Before booking.com, before hotels.com, this is where you would stay. People will come in their caravans on their way normally to Mecca, and they would stop off in what would have been one of the first hotels in the world, and it is in a Damascus style. So you have the black and white stripes, the huge domes. I'm echoing and everyone is looking at me. And of course it has the fountains. It now doubles as a cafe, but the rooms used to be up the top. And we're hoping, there's no plans, but we're hoping one day this gets turned into a cool hotel in Damascus. Lawrence of Arabia, Agatha Christie,
Molly and Matt.
Molly and Matt. What an honour. What an honour they have to have such esteemed guests as Molly.
Some of the VIP guests that have visited the caravanserai. We're very lucky because we actually get to have lunch in a local's home. We're going into a traditional Damascus house in the old town, and it's going to be Professor Abdul, who actually is Rami and Mary's teacher, professor, to be a tour guide.
He's the OG tour guide.
He's the OG tour guide for Syria and Damascus.
It is such a maze. You come to these back streets away from the commercial area of the old town, and you've got all these, I shouldn't really be speaking so loud, all these tiny little houses that are hundreds and hundreds of years old. This is the real Syria.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Abdul.
Abdul, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Most welcome.
Your home is beautiful.
You are beautiful.
No.
You are beautiful eyes.
Too much.
Look at this. All of the houses have this water feature, the fountain, the courtyard. with the overhanging trees, and it's a shame we can't enjoy it so much because of the rain.
So you have been in Syria before?
First time
We
in
brought
Syria.
the English weather with us
Yes.
to make us feel.
We brought the rain
Thank you,
with
thank
us.
you. We need
You're
a
very
rain.
welcome. This is actually the dining room where we are going to just be speaking to Professor Abdul and having some snacks, and he's actually collected so many souvenirs and antiquities, and he's been given, this whole cabinet is from his tourists, from his 30 years of tour guiding experience.
This is Syrian hospitality at its best.
It really is.
This looks good.
Wow. Alright.
Shukran.
Most welcome.
Aha. Cheers me quick. Woo! Iraq. Oh yes, I can taste it. It's very smooth. It's sweet.
Tfaddal.
And they always mix it with water, and it makes it this
Like ouzo.
creamy colour, like ouzo. That's really nice actually. I think this might be nicer than the one we tried yesterday.
Got our arak, which is
I did say.
I think that's better. This is honestly Syrian hospitality, and Rami just went to the shop, and we have falafel wrap.
Yeah,
We have some falafel wraps.
You can't go wrong with a falafel wrap.
It's like the ultimate Damascus street food. Look at that.
Is it good falafel?
It's good falafel. It's multicoloured. Look at it.
Thank you.
You are most welcome.
I have some
smells
competition,
beautiful.
Molly.
Yes.
Your new Habibi.
My new Habibi. Thank you very much.
So you were a tour guide for over 30 years,
Yeah.
and before the crisis you showed a lot of famous people around, celebrities, but now the crisis is coming to an end. What is your opinion? What do you think the future for Syria looks like?
I think we have a good future. 12 years of troubles and war. This and this game, this is not our game, not Syrian game. Of course, some stupid people they participated in this game, but in general, it's not our game because many hands from all over the world play this game against Syria and Syrian people. And Syria is still beautiful, by the way. And the future, I think, is beautiful, especially young generation like Rami and Mary still standing, and Syria is still standing. I hope it's the end of the game. We started to receive some tourists, not that much like before the war. Before the war, we used to receive about 7 million. I have been working as a tour guide about 30 years. So this is some gift from tourists, some of them VIP, like this from President of Finland. Many tourists, China.
And you were kissed by Angelina Jolie. So you're a lucky man. His home really is a walk-in museum. He's got his collection of cameras. And then you come through, and he's just collected things throughout the years in Syria. Is there another room, Molly?
Yeah, come in. Surprise!
Oh wow!
There's a lot more stuff in here. All his
Yeah.
collections. There's more paintings. Some you can't show on YouTube.
Oh wow! I like it.
Some scandal.
Scandal.
Saucy.
This behind is the panoramic painting of the sites here in Syria that we will be visiting, so you will recognise some of these in some of our future videos. So much.
Thank you. Shukran.
most welcome.
Thank you so much. Saha. Saha. This is becoming a bit of a routine for me, drinking a Syrian wine in front of the fire. Abdul was the most interesting character I think I have ever met, and is someone that definitely, if you wanted to paint a picture of Syria, he would be the person to talk to. He knows everything. He's so positive, he's so passionate. He gave you goosebumps. When you were talking to him, he would literally give you goosebumps, and he knows that Syria is in good hands. With these, the young generation.
Yeah. Even for us, Mr. Abdul, he made us fall in love with tour guiding. Without him, I would never be a tour guide.
So that's it. Having Syrian wine to Abdul. Cheers.
Cheers,
How are
Saha.
we ending up drinking more alcohol in Syria than anywhere else on this trip? I think this is the reality of Damascus.
We had like a dry beginning of the January, and now I think since coming to Damascus, starting in Damascus, we've had beer, we've had wine, we've had arak.
This is Damascus.
We are being taught the Syrian way.
I think that is the best way to end every day in Damascus. A nice glass of Syrian wine sat by the fire. But we're up bright and early, and what is this? There seems to be some sunshine in the city, and we're going to try and make the most of it this morning by checking out some of the most famous crafts and handcrafted goods in the city.
I am loving the tiny little side streets of the old town of Damascus, and actually on one of these little side streets just here is a mosaic workshop, I think you can call it that, which
the Damascus tiles.
the Damascus tiles, which dates back to the 3rd millennium BC. Hello.
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 Thank you. How are you?
Thank you.
Oh wow.
Oh, this is so cool.
I'm Tony, the owner of this workshop.
Hello.
Doing mosaic more than 45 years, around 50
Oh wow, here for
years.
45 years.
Yeah, here.
The attention to detail is absolutely insane. So it's made out of all different types of wood, which they collect together. They make it into shapes like this, and then they cut it into small pieces like this, so that it can be put onto something like this. It takes very long, and if you want to order, you have to order a lot of it.
The level of detail is ridiculous.
The
Like
level
that
of detailing
chessboard.
is crazy. The chessboard, that was so cool. That was such a cool experience. He's actually been doing it over 50 years. He started his own shop when he was 17, and we now actually are just going to check out his small shop to see some other smaller bits that he has made.
The fact that he continued doing this throughout the crisis is so inspirational, and he has so many different pieces he ships all over the world, but we only have a small suitcase. But I feel like this is they're the souvenirs that you cherish. It's not something rubbish and fake from a market, so I feel like we're going to get a tiny little box and we'll remember him and his resilience forever.
Shukran, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Salama.
That was such a fascinating area. It was like the handcraft area full of all the different workshops, and we have our own little box to take home. I think he took a bit of a liking to Molly. I think Molly might have a new Habibi, but this cost around $10 US for a souvenir that you will cherish and remember forever. We also checked out the coppersmiths because they were almost next door. It's like a street full of 100-year-old traditions, but that is our second full day in Damascus, Syria. Words I never thought I would say, and it keeps surprising me every single minute. The nicest, most resilient people, and we do have to say thank you again to our friends Rami and Mary from Marotta for helping us with this. If you're going to do a tour in Syria, do it with them. They are the absolute best, but we'll see you in the next one from somewhere in Damascus.